Hi everyone, welcome to Winter Bride. Thank you so much for being here. In today's video, I'm going to give you tips on wedding photography. Without wasting any of your time, let's get into them. First of all, you need to have a clear idea of your style. I would suggest that first of all, you pick about 10 photographers and you look at their style. You follow them for a while, especially on Instagram or Pinterest, anywhere on social media. As you go along, cancel out the ones that you think are not a good fit for you. After you make a list, pick top 5, call them on the phone, speak to them on the phone, see if you gel on the phone, and if you do, make an appointment to go see them and you can move on from there. It is very important for you to pick someone that you have actually spoken to prior to the wedding. Don't just book someone online and think that when they'll just turn up on the wedding day and just take amazing pictures. You need to get to know them and they need to get to know you. Okay, photography is not cheap. This is the one element of the wedding where I always advise my readers not to skimp on photography, and it's not overrated, it's not overhyped. It is what it is. You get what you pay for in photography. So if you're gonna hire someone who's very cheap, then your photographs will probably be very cheap. So make sure that you find, I'm not saying go out looking for the most expensive photographer, but what I'm saying is that make sure that you do hire someone who is able to deliver quality rather than quantity. If there's a photographer that you like and they are way out of your budget, it is still worth contacting them, asking them if they have any packages or something like a half day. You could do a half day, or they could charge you by the hour. It does not hurt to ask. Just ask them and see what they say. What's the worst that they can say? No. But just ask, guys, ask. Check out reviews on social media everywhere, even on their website. But I find that sometimes people pick themselves up on their own websites. So if you could find someone who can testify to the fact that they've taken good photographs for them, I think that is another way to gauge whether this photographer is a good fit for you or not. Do research, guys. If you research, I promise you will find someone who is not only good but exceptional. You should pick someone who has at least done 2 weddings or more. I know 2 weddings does not seem like much, but if you are hiring someone who is starting out, I mean, they won't have a lot to show you, but at least 2 weddings, I think that is a way for you to see if they can indeed do wedding photography for the whole day, because wedding photography is so different from everyday celebration or graduation photography. Wedding starts very early in the morning and it is a long day, sometimes 12-hour day. Will they be able to produce high quality images for the entire day? Not just when they start, but by the time the reception is well on the swing of things, they should be able to still take good pictures at that time. You don't want someone who's going to be too tired or who's going to be drinking some of your alcohol and passing out. So you want someone who is going to be on top of their game throughout the day. Ask them whether or not they have insurance. Insurance is very important because it covers them and you. They should at least have public liability insurance. So make sure that is included in your contract when you sign that dotted line. How long will it take for you to receive your images? I know that some photographers take as long as 6 months, some take 6 weeks. So it really depends on the person that you end up choosing. So make sure that all this is outlined in the contract. Make sure you have a contract in the first place. I did not mention that one. It's very important that you have a contract in place with your photographer. It protects you and them. It's sort of like insurance, to make sure that if this guy does not turn up or this girl does not turn up, it at least covers you. You can challenge them in a court of law, and make sure that they give you a copy, because there's no point you getting a contract and not having a copy of it. So make sure that you do have it at somewhere, even if it's a online one. Remember guys that photographers are artists, so don't ask them to recreate those beautiful pictures that you see on Pinterest. Let them show you what they can do. If you've looked through their galleries, you know what they are capable of, so don't ask them to recreate those pictures that you see on Pinterest. Allow them to show their work, allow them to show their artistry through their work, and just enjoy being in front of the camera. I know for some very shy people it can be daunting, but believe me, your photographer, if they are good at what they do, they will make you feel at home. Sometimes some photographers are so good that you won't even know that they are there. Do they have a backup plan? God forbid on your wedding day something happens and they are unable to turn up. Will they send someone else with a similar style to them? Will they just send anybody? These are the questions that you should be asking them. And with regards to their equipment as well, equipment is very expensive. Cameras are not the most expensive things in the world, but they are very expensive. And do they have a backup plan? What happens if they are taking photos and their camera breaks, it falls and it breaks and it won't switch on again? Do they have a backup plan? Do they have something else that they can use? Do they have another camera that they can use? Do they have 2 SD card slots? One is for backup in case something happens. So make sure that these are the things that you ask. And when they edit your photos, do you get photos directly from their camera? Believe it or not, some people do not edit their photos. They will give you photos directly from their camera, and those files are so huge, like they clog up space on your computer. Ask for details. Details matter. How many pictures will you receive when they deliver your wedding? It really does matter. Do you have to pay extra for extra edits? How long will it take for them to give you your photos? So these are the things that matter, that you should be asking your photographer, just so you understand them and understand how they work. And on the day, what is it that you can do for them to make their job easier? Sometimes people think that photographers are superhuman. They are not. And if they are there for 12 hours, you should at least give them 15 minutes break here and there, so that they can just get themselves together, and make sure that you feed them, and you give them something to drink. Obviously not alcohol because your photos might look a bit crazy, but make sure that they are well fed and watered, and believe me, they will produce something amazing for you. Finding a photographer does not have to be a daunting experience. You need to just be willing to spend time looking, to spend time doing your research, finding out, interviewing people, seeing if your personalities gel with theirs. Make sure that you have contracts written down, everything is in place, and then remember to allow them to show their creativity. Remember that photographers are artists, and if you allow them, they will shine and produce something amazing for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe,